Hello everyone and welcome to the Green Man channel. Hope you're doing good and well. So following on nicely from my video talking about the horror films I'm most looking forward to in 2024, I'm now going to be talking about the albums I'm most looking forward to in 2024. I've got a selection of 10 here. The first 5 albums have confirmed release dates, but the second 5 albums don't actually have confirmed release dates. They are still yet to be determined. It's just been reported that the artists of these albums are working on new material, and that it's expected that they will release albums this year. Everything crossed that those bands do release albums, because in each case, with those albums, I'm actually really excited and hoping for new material from those artists. So yeah, let's crack on with this list with the first 5 albums which have confirmed release dates. The first album, which is due for release on the 26th of January, is from a progressive metal band called Kulahorse. This is the album called Charcoal Grace. And I've only listened to one album from this band, to be honest. It was the 2017 one called In Contact. I never checked out 2020's Rise Radiant, but what I remember is that I really liked that 2017 album. And so I'm pretty excited, pretty stoked for this new release from them. I'll have to go out and check out some of their other albums perhaps before this new release to get a better sense of the band's sort of, history and what I might expect from this new album. But it's just one I'm looking forward to, due for release on the 26th of January. That's Kulahorse and Charcoal Grace, and also like that artwork quite a bit. That's sometimes a good sign for an album if the artwork's good, but not always. So next album I'm looking forward to, which is due for release on the 9th of February. There's also another album I'm looking forward to on the 9th of February as well. But this first one I'm talking about is Infected Rain's Time. A band who I think go from strength to strength with each album. To be honest, when I check out this band, the thing I always look forward to most is the vocals. Lena Scissorhands, ferocious, really kind of throaty, but very effective and aggressive vocals. I always think she does great vocal performances. And I really enjoyed their last album, Ecdysis, actually. I know it got some mixed reviews, but from my point of view, I thought it was a pretty good album. So I'm looking forward to this next album from Infected Rain called Time, due for release on the 9th of February. Alongside an album which is probably going to be totally different. This is a progressive rock album from a band called The Pineapple Thief, who have an album called It Leads to This, which is also due for release on the 9th of February as well. Now, the Pineapple Thief are actually, shamefully, despite them being a prog rock band I feel I should know by now, they have, 14 other studio albums to their name. This is the 15th studio album. I have never listened to this band, or at least not much, but I've heard so many good things about them. They've been recommended to me, and I just hear from prog circles that, yeah, this is a really good band, you need to check them out. So I'm pretty excited, even though I did check out a couple of songs from them earlier today. So I thought, oh, it sounded pretty good, sounds like interesting kind of light, but, quite sort of well-crafted prog rock stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. If you know the Pineapple Thief, let me know in the comments, and also maybe recommend some of their albums to check out. Perhaps the albums that you think are their best albums, and I'll follow up on that and check out some Pineapple Thief. But yeah, this is still, despite not knowing them really very well, I'm kind of looking forward to this because I hear they're just really good. And yeah, based on that alone, I'm going to check out this new album. So next up, the album that everyone's talking about already, definitely one of the most anticipated metal albums of the year. It's Judas Priest and Invincible Shield, due to come out on the 8th of March. And they've already released 2 singles. We've had Panic Attack and Trial by Fire, and both sound pretty darn good to me. I still think Rob sounds great, despite, he's now, 72, but he's still delivering the goods. And, in follow-up to Firepower, I think if we get something that's a bit like Firepower, I'm happy with that, to be honest. To be honest, if it's just stock Judas Priest material, it's still probably going to be good. It's still probably going to be solid. It's still going to be Judas Priest. So I'm happy enough with that. I'm looking forward to Invincible Shield when that gets released on the 8th of March, as that has been confirmed. So I'm looking forward to hearing some of that legendary heavy metal. Now, finally, from the albums that have confirmed release dates, we're going outside the realm of rock and metal a little bit here. Well, sort of. This is a dream pop album. This is by Still Corners. It's called Dream Talk. And this is, if you don't know them, they're a couple that have been recording music, producing music together for a while. Actually, my favourite album from them is from 11 years ago. It was called Strange Pleasures, and I love that album. But since then, nothing they've done has really kind of, you know, really hooked me in quite as much as that album, but I still like to listen to them. You know, it's very laid back stuff. It's kind of Americana style, a lot of their stuff, you know, nice, lovely clean sounding guitars with a little bit of reverb, lovely kind of soothing vocals from Tessa Murray. And yeah, they're a good group. So I'm fingers crossed that this is going to be a really good album. Perhaps it will surprise me. Perhaps it will be as good as Strange Pleasures. I can only hope. But yeah, this is one that, again, I'm pretty interested in. This is due for release on the 5th of April 2024. Now that leaves us with the 5 albums that don't have confirmed release dates, but apparently these artists are all working on new material and it's all expected that we will get albums from them this year. And we start with a massive name in symphonic metal, none other than Nightwish. Now, I have perhaps a slightly contentious opinion on Nightwish since they've had Floor Jansen, which is, I think, we've yet to see the very best of Floor with Nightwish. So for this 3rd instalment in this trilogy of albums that we've got, I really have everything crossed that this album is spectacular and we finally see Floor unleashed to her absolute full potential with Nightwish. Now, Endless Form's Most Beautiful, that was a really good album, don't get me wrong, but I still want that explosiveness. I still want something spectacular and epic, but I still think we've yet to really hear from Floor. And the other thing is as well, their second album, the second in this trilogy with Floor, didn't think it was that great. I kind of enjoyed parts of it, but it felt a little bit like, again, for Nightwish's standards, to be honest, I was a bit disappointed with that album by their standards. They're the high standards I have for them anyway. So I really hope we get a great album from Nightwish this year. Everything crossed, we get the best of Floor with them as well, because that's what I really want to see and want to hear. No pressure, but I really hope we get a great album from Nightwish. Another band that I think, or at least the bands that I think have yet to realise their full potential, but they're in much newer bands, Spirit Box. Yes, Eternal Blue was a very, very good album, but for me, I still think we've yet to hear this band's true masterpiece. They are apparently working on a second full-length album, according to Metal Injection. I think it's reported that it's going to be released, or it's expected for release this year. Again, this is reports, so I can't be 100% sure we're going to get the new Spirit Box full-length album this year, but let's hope maybe come the autumn we do get a new Spirit Box album. Don't get me wrong, I love Spirit Box, I really love them, but I think their masterpiece is still yet to come, but I'm hoping it might just come this year. So look out for a new full-length Spirit Box album. You know, I really like it when they go dark and they go super heavy, but that's just my preference. Some of the poppier, more melodic stuff is slightly less for me. Despite being a fan of great melodies and poppy songs, as I am, I just feel like when they do that, it just doesn't hit me the same as their dark, proggy, genty, really heavy-hitting, really aggressive stuff. So everything crossed with Spirit Box as well, though, that we get something at least from them, and I hope it's great. I really do. Next up, we got Dream Theater, back with Mike Portnoy. Back with Mike Portnoy in the band. I'm sure lots of Dream Theater fans are pretty excited about this, as am I. Yeah, looking forward to this as much as any other prog fan probably. And let's see what's in store with Mike back in the band now. Will we get a concept album? Will it be more of a collection of songs, you know, more like Distance Over Time? Or will it be a proper concept kind of style? I don't know. Let's wait and see what Dream Theater give us when they hopefully release an album later this year. That's 2 more albums left on this list that are expected but without confirmed release dates. The next one I'm going to talk about is Killswitch Engage. Now this, to be honest with them, I'm more just watchful when they release more material. I'm not necessarily like, right, I'm going to check that out straight away at the moment. But I do love the band. I've always been a huge fan of like their first 4 albums. I just think are incredible. But, you know, with some of their more recent material, I'm a little bit more lukewarm towards it, but I'll always be interested in their stuff. I think they are one of my favourite metalcore bands, so I'm still on the lookout for a Killswitch Engage album if they so release one this year. That leaves me with one band left to talk about. Fans of the series I did last year, the Shoegaze Files, may be interested that Ride are set to release an album this year, I believe, or at least there was an announcement in 2022 from the band that they were going to release an album either in 2023, and we didn't get one last year, or 2024. So hopefully we'll get that Ride album in 2024. I've got quite high hopes for this next Ride album because I thought their last two albums were really good. I loved This Is Not a Safe Place, and I loved Weather Diaries. And since they're on a run of good form, I see no reason why this next album from Mark and Andy and the guys can't be another really good album. So let's hope we get a new Ride album in 2024. So that's a bit of shoegaze. If you don't know Ride, they are a classic, one of the original shoegaze bands from the early 1990s. Thanks again for watching. Hope you're excited for some of these albums at least, or maybe, hopefully, at least one of them on this list, maybe, if you're watching the channel and following the channel. Otherwise, from me, until next time, as always, the next video is going to be my top 10 albums of 2015. So look out for that one. Until then, bye for now.